All right, let's get into it. We're going to take what looks like a simple kid's cartoon, a quest on some faraway planet, and we're going to pull it apart. Because hidden deep inside this space adventure is a blueprint for storytelling that's so old, so powerful, it actually connects us to some of the most ancient tales humanity has ever told.
So I know what you're thinking. What on earth could a sci-fi cartoon and the pyramids possibly have in common? It's a weird question, right? But the answer is actually pretty amazing. They're both these grand, massive structures built out of stories. One is made of stone, the other animation, but at their core, they're both built to tell a timeless story about heroes, about hope, and about what we choose to leave behind.
Okay, so picture this. We're on the planet Kepler. It's a total desert wasteland completely stripped of all its life by these greedy folks called Earthers. And our hero? He's a young kid named Axel, and he is 100% convinced he can save his world by finding the legendary Carol, this mythical source of life that's only mentioned in an old, tattered book. And that right there, that's his call to adventure. And this, right here, is the absolute heart of the conflict. This isn't just a physical journey to find some magic plant. No, it's an emotional tug-of-war between faith and fear. On one hand, you've got Axel clinging to this book for hope. And on the other, you've got his dad, Papa Gaga, a former soldier who's so haunted by his past that he thinks the whole thing is just dangerous nonsense. I mean, talk about raising the stakes. This is the line that just changes everything. For Axel, this isn't just about his dad being a cynic anymore. He's genuinely terrified of becoming him. This whole quest is as much about Axel proving his own courage as it is about saving an entire planet. Okay, so here's the key to unlocking this whole thing. This isn't just some random adventure. Axel's journey is following a super famous pattern called the hero's journey. It's basically a blueprint for storytelling that you've seen a million times in everything from ancient myths to the biggest blockbuster movies. So let's follow along step by step. Every hero has to go through what's called the Road of Trials, a series of tests. And for Axel and his crew, their first big test, well, it's this totally bizarre, absolutely absurd tournament called the Birdie King Race. And to show you just how bonkers this thing is, the local racers literally have a rap that explains the rules. This isn't a race you want to win. The whole point is to lose. It's a test of failure, where winning is actually losing. So how does this even work? Well, you're flying through this crazy, dangerous canyon, and your job is to basically suck at it. You have to try to fail. And whoever screws up the most and accidentally snags this champion bird becomes the new Birdie King. And trust me, nobody wants that title. So who wins? Who ends up being the big loser? Well, of course, in a moment of perfect, clumsy timing, it's Axel's friend, Gaga. She accidentally catches the bird, and just like that, she's the new, very unhappy Birdie King, forced to do the champion's dangerous job. And what's the grand prize for winning? Oh, just a small task. Go get a holy seed from, you guessed it, an active volcano. And the whole ridiculous ritual is run by the city's intimidating leader, Louis Baba, who we're totally set up to believe is the main bad guy of our story. Right when it looks like all hope is lost, this new guy shows up, Dr. Vance. He acts like the wise old mentor, you know the type. He says he knows all of Louis Baba's secrets, and he's got a plan to save Gaga. He seems like the perfect guide. Or is he? So for a big chunk of the story, you're looking at this guy, Louis Baba, the tyrant, the big bad. He's the obvious villain, the one you're supposed to be watching. But nope. The real danger has been hiding in plain sight the entire time. It's the helpful mentor, Dr. Vance. Turns out he's been pulling all the strings for his own secret reasons. So what's his deal? Turns out Dr. Vance is an Earther. He's stranded on Kepler, just like the people who ruined the planet in the first place. And that mythical Carl energy, he needs it to power a machine, punch a hole in space-time, and get himself back to Earth. And if Kepler gets torn to shreds in the process, well, he doesn't really care. So even after they pull off this crazy rescue from the volcano, something's not sitting right with Axel. He just has this gut feeling. He knows Vance is lying, and he's more convinced than ever that Carol is real and it's back in that volcano. So he goes back in, and this is where everything changes.
And what does he find? Deep inside, there's this hidden cave with a journal from a guy named Count Kanta. He was one of the original Earthers, and he felt so incredibly guilty about what they'd done, so he hid the very last Cairo mother tree and basically invented the myth, hoping that someday a true hero would be brave enough to walk through the burning flames and finish what he started.
And Axel is that hero. He finds the key, turns it, and just like that, the mother tree unleashes its seeds all across the planet. It's this beautiful, triumphant moment. It feels like they've done it. The quest is over, the prophecy is fulfilled.
But you know it can't be that easy. The celebration doesn't last long. Now that all that Capron energy is out in the open, Dr. Vance makes his move. He starts up his machine, and it starts reversing the planet's gravity. It's going to create his wormhole, sure, but it's also going to rip Kepler to pieces. This is it, the final showdown.
In the middle of all this chaos, Axel remembers something Dr. Vance himself said earlier. Timing is everything. And in that moment, a plan starts to click into place. He's going to use the villain's own logic against him. And right then, you see Papa Gaga's switch flip. He sees his kids in danger, and the coward is just gone. He screams, "Without courage, life is meaningless." And he dives headfirst into the fight to protect his family.
But it all comes down to Axel. He has a choice to make. And in that last second, he makes the ultimate hero sacrifice. He flies his ship right into Vance's machine, blowing it up, and with it his only chance of ever going home. He gives up his own dream to save their world.
And in the silence after the explosion, something incredible happens. As the dust settles, a single drop of water falls. And then another. For the first time in generations, it starts to rain on Kepler. A symbol of rebirth, a brand new beginning. So let's zoom out for a second. What did we just watch? It wasn't just a cool space adventure, was it? It was a perfect textbook hero's journey. Think about it. The call to adventure, the road of trials, facing the real monster, making the ultimate sacrifice, and coming back totally transformed. This is a story structure that is literally baked into our DNA. And that brings us right back to where we started. The pyramids and the cartoon. They're both built from the exact same thing, story. Whether it's to inspire courage in a kid or to last for all of eternity, we use stories to build our worlds, to make sense of everything. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What timeless story are you a part of?